Chopper 13 first over the scene at Mojave High School, where one person has been shot and killed.
Action News reporter Brian Callahan is on the scene. He joins us live with the latest. Brian.
Yeah, roads still closed off in this area. North Las Vegas police say it's still early on in this investigation. We've been talking to a lot of people just getting home right now, not aware that a 16-year-old was killed in this shooting just off the Mojave High School campus. You can see the traffic here is being diverted on Washburn here near Commerce. We're told by North Las Vegas police this shooting followed a fight just off campus. We're told there were 40 to 50 people in the area of that fight when the shooting happened. They say that shooting happened just off the Mojave High School campus. We're talking a matter of feet, not miles at this point. But it does appear that some students were around the area. We don't know for sure whether the 16-year-old that was killed was a student at Mojave High School or not. Police still early on in the investigation. I am told that there are surveillance cameras on campus, but not clear what right now those cameras might show, if police have even had time to review that. We are told there's no suspect in custody at this point. Not even sure if it's one suspect or multiple suspects at this point, according to North Las Vegas police. Continue to try and gather information here on scene. We'll update you later on in this newscast. Brian Callahan, Channel 13 Action News.
Thank you, Brian. Rikki Cheese here at the Breaking News Center, again taking another look above the Mojave High School campus. Now, this shooting happened after school hours, but there were students on campus who heard and saw what was happening. We're going to talk to one young woman right now. She's a senior at Mojave High School. What were you doing? What did you hear at that time?
Well, during the time we were on the football field, we were practicing drills actually. And I heard like I don't know if it was a gunshot, but it sounded like fireworks sort of. And I mentioned to my coach, I'm like, did you hear that? And everyone's like, did you hear that? And he's like, it's nothing. So maybe after like 2 minutes, it was an announcement over the intercom, and we couldn't quite hear, so everyone was just trying to like be quiet. And then we finally heard that it was a lockdown, and everybody just kind of panicked and started running to get their stuff and running towards wherever they could to be safe or whatever. And they escorted us to this room in the wrestling room. Like it was the room before, and then it was another room. So we were all sitting there panicking, and it happened so fast that everyone's just like trying to call their parents and texting, and they told us to be quiet, and it just happened so fast.
Yeah, did you have any idea about this fight that apparently was happening just like 3 feet off campus?
No, but actually, my friend told me there's a bunch of people, like before practice, they're like, there's a bunch of people outside and stuff, and no one knew. I didn't know it was a fight or anything. I didn't know anything about a fight, but there was word that it was a lot of people coming on campus and stuff after school.
How has the school year been going so far? I mean, are people getting along? Is this really extremely unusual?
Well, it's not unusual, unfortunately. There has been, like, fights and stuff, but as far as, like, bringing firearms into it and everything, that's never happened with me being there.
Yeah. Now, we know we're not supposed to have firearms on the campus, but Trish Keene earlier also brought up an issue of security. Now, after school hours, do you still have CCSD police on property? Do you have security on property?
Well, for sports, like, because there was an incident actually a couple weeks ago about students after school, late nights and stuff happening, so they have the coaches stay until all the students are left home. But I don't know anything about police being at the administration.
All righty. How many kids were in those wrestling rooms? How many of you guys had to basically shelter in place?
Oh, it was quite a few. We had to sit like in the wrestling room to like the gym, like, but where I was at, it was probably like about 82.
Wow.
60, 82.
Yeah.
It was a lot of kids, so.
This had to have been terrifying. You said there was panic. I mean, were people crying? What was going on?
Well, it was so stuffy, so people were like kind of like about to pass out and stuff, and like I was calling my dad, and they're like, be quiet, everyone's just yelling, and it's just like, be quiet, you don't know what's going on, and arguments and stuff. But we eventually was able to settle down and wait for what was happening.
Now, once you were able to get home, what did your parents say?
Well, when I got home, my dad was just like, are you safe? And he gave me a hug or whatever. and he really didn't. Well, we talked about it, but we really didn't go into depth.
All right.
Happened
All right.
because,
Well, we thank you very much for sharing your story with us tonight. Senior girl at Mojave High School didn't actually see the shooting, but just telling us about the panic and just the fear and how school officials handled this whole thing. Steve, Tricia, back to you.
Rikki,